We're back at Disneyland.
Here you leave today and enter the world of yesterday, tomorrow, and fantasy.
Today, we're gonna journey outside the boundaries of Disney property, but that doesn't mean we're not gonna talk about Disneyland. In fact, we're gonna explore the origins of Disneyland. It's just a quick ride away. By 1923, Walt Disney's first studio, Laugh-O-Gram Studios in Kansas City, had gone out of business, bankrupt, busted, finito. Discouraged but not defeated, Walt did what any other aspiring filmmaker would do and headed out west to Hollywood, Los Angeles. Of course, Walt took the train out here. He didn't have a sweet 94 Camry because 1994 hadn't been invented yet. Walt's older brother Roy had tuberculosis and was actually out here in a sanitarium, but that wasn't the only Disney relative out here in sunny Los Angeles, California. In 1923, this was the home of Robert Disney, Walt Disney's uncle. It's Disney pavement. From here at his Uncle Robert's house, Walt set out to conquer Hollywood. He went to Warner, he went to Universal, he went all over the place. But unfortunately for Walt Disney, Hollywood was not to be conquered lightly. He said he would even have taken a job sweeping up the place. But alas, no, nobody wanted him. Rejected. Disney beer. Rejected and down on his luck, Walt Disney returned to his uncle's house. Finally, Walt realized if he was gonna make it in the entertainment business, he was gonna have to go back to cartoons. So he got in touch with his brother Roy out in West LA and convinced him to get out of the sanitarium, come with me, and let's start a new cartoon studio. Thus, the brand new Disney Brothers studio was born, right here on Kingswell Avenue at his Uncle Robert's house. Starting from scratch, Walt and Roy hatched their plans here, renting their Uncle Robert's garage for $1 a week. It was the beginning of the company we all know today as the Disney Company. The garage where they first launched the studio is actually long gone off the property now. It had become decrepit, and the owner decided that they needed to do some renovations, add a new shed back there, so that the garage is actually located down in Garden Grove near Disneyland at the Stanley Ranch Museum. For a tiny donation on 2 days a month, you can actually have a guided tour of Walt's garage and check it out yourself. You can even touch the light switch Walt Disney must have touched every day when he was starting his new empire.
Wow.
Oh, no way, it's still the light switch.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Of course, a hot garage is a little bit cramped. It's a little bit of a cramped area to work on cartoons, and the Disney brothers needed to expand their studio, so they looked no further than the end of this street and rented out a bigger space. Let's go check it out. We're now walking down the very path Walt and Roy would have taken from their Uncle Robert Disney's house back there and later their apartment to their first studio. Here it is. After signing their distribution deal for the Alice comedies, Walt and Roy took their meager amount of money and invested it in this office space. It's now a copy place, and unfortunately it's closed, so we can't really see the inside, but here it was. This is where history was made. This is where Walt Disney first began to innovate and really achieve his first modicum of success as the head of an animation studio. Here's our look through the window. What the heck is this? Is this a little Disney relic? Medical cannabis. I don't think this is Disney's cannabis. Or is it? Let's check out the backside. Are you Walt's air conditioner? This is probably where Walt and Roy parked their first cars out here. Right in these spaces. It probably said reserved for the boss. It's a Disney parking space. Oh my God, the ground is so freaking hot. Look at this old bench. I wonder if this is an old Disney bench. If this is an old Disney bench, I'm sitting on it. Hello, is Walt here? Love it, hate it, admire it, not admire it. It's hard to believe that the Disney empire that we all know today started in 1923 in this tiny building. Come out and check it out. Maybe get some copies, photocopy your face here at Walt Disney's first studio. In the 1920s, a young girl by the name of Lillian Bounds got a job here working for Mr. Disney. Apparently, she flirted with the boss a lot because she ended up becoming Walt's wife. That's right, Lillian Bounds Disney and Walt Disney first met here on Kingswell Avenue at the first Disney Brothers studio building. It's hard to believe one street can contain so much history and so many places that influence the man who influenced, for better or for worse, so much of the 20th century and so many of all of us. Roy Disney was even married at his Uncle Robert's house. A Disney palm. Do you know the Dominguez palm? Disney driveway, Disney palm tree stuff. Walt and Roy soon moved out of their uncle's house. They moved here, right across the street, to a boarding house. They rented rooms upstairs. Walt and Roy, Walt and Roy, Roy and Walt, Walt and Roy, Walt and Roy, Roy and... How conveniently located. So close to their studio. This is the very walkway Walt would have used to get to his apartment. It's a Walt walk, a Walt walk. It's a Walt leak. It's a Walt leak. Maybe this is the original inspiration for the rivers of America.
20,000 leagues under the sidewalk.
So this is where they lived when they launched the Alice comedy series and making their initial success in Hollywood. Success! Hollywood success! Look at this circular thing I found on the ground. Maybe this was the inspiration for Mickey Mouse. Who knows? Disney-ish. I'm gonna keep it. Is that wrong? I'm gonna rub this little thing I found up against the Disney palm tree, down on the Disney sidewalk, and up against the Disney house. Walking up to the front door, no big deal. Wow, what a keepsake this is now. I've touched it to the studio. I should keep this forever, or sell it on eBay. Nah, I don't think anybody would buy it on eBay. So I guess I'll just have to keep it. Unless I just threw it away. Nope, nope. Walt and Roy, of course, moved on from this studio to bigger and better things. And we, unfortunately, have to move on today as well. So this is where I'm gonna leave you. Thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure you subscribe. Check out our website for all the other zany projects me and my compatriots are involved in. Down here, a couple of historical links I'll post to this area. I'll post a few historical links, some articles about the Disney Studio and Disney's house and garage. Make sure you go check out the garage down there. And of course, as always, thank you for watching. I'll see you later. Bye-bye, everybody.
The visitor was Walt Disney. He came here from Kansas City, and he stayed with his uncle for a period of time. And during that time, his uncle said, "Hey, you can use the garage for $1 a week." And so actually, Walt Disney started the basic plan for his operation right here.
Yes, top.